Who's in charge? Who is responsible? Who should be blamed? Who gets the credit? Who makes a marriage or partnership or relationship work? Who makes it fail? Is it 50-50? Is it 40-60? Or whether there is any other formula? What is a key concept or rule that can guarantee the success of a relationship, whether it's with your brother, sister, your neighbor, your colleague, your spouse, your partner, whoever it is? What's that one golden rule that can save or predict, on top of any other factors, the longevity of a relationship? These are all the questions to which I found a very unexpected and surprising answer in a very unexpected book, in a book that I will discuss very soon. Hello, my dear friend, and welcome back to Mystic Millionaire channel. So today I'm going to talk about the book called Compound Effect. And you might remember one of my earlier videos, which was related to Barcelona, but at the same time, another key concept that I had found quite fascinating from that book, which was about tracking. This time, I'm gonna share a very interesting and intriguing story, which Darren Hardy, the author, was explaining in the book. And to be honest, it just really hooked me, let me put it that way. And I was not really expecting to learn about such a thing in a book that is about compound effect. So the story goes like this. When Darren Hardy, the author, was younger, he was trying to attend workshops and seminars on self-development, anything that can teach him something. So one day he stumbles upon this seminar or workshop in which the presenter starts asking the entire audience, all right, who is in charge, or who makes a marriage a happy one, a successful one? What do you think? Is it the man or the woman? Who has the highest share? Or is it 50-50? What do you think? So, and funny enough, the author Darren Hardy admits that at the time when he was very young, he thought that he has got it all and he knows the answer right away. And he said, this is the easy one. It's gonna be 50-50, right? So there are two people, so divided equally and fairly, it's 50% the man's role, 50% the woman. And he was expecting such an answer, but instead there was just some silence. And someone shouted the same thing that he was thinking. One of the people from the audience said 50-50, and then still there was silence. And then another guy came up 60-40, and that was the moment when the presenter in that workshop gave the answer. And guess what? 100%. The success or failure in a marriage is 100% your responsibility and only yours. And at first I felt that this sounds weird. It doesn't make sense that much, because naturally you can think that in a relationship in which there are two people playing, you have heard the famous saying that tango is a two-sided dance, right? There are two people who make the tango go well, or maybe disaster. It's very easy to fall into this trap that, okay, I'm doing my fair part, it's his problem or it's her issue, I am having enough discipline, it's him that he's not organized, or it's hers issue that she cannot manage her emotions. But just hold all of those thoughts for a moment and take a step back. Which one do you think puts you in a more powerful position. To know that you have ownership and you have agency. This idea that when you remind yourself that I have came to this marriage or relationship by choice. Nobody forced me. It was my choice. Once you start accepting the situation, once you start basically making arguments or blaming or trying to be the fault finder, you are empowered. You're not enabled. You're not looking for solutions. You're not making any more complaints, but rather you're solution oriented and you have the right mentality. And instead, you start to focus your locus of attention from him or her, which is something out of your control. You focus on what's in your control, which is you, your reactions, your actions, your thoughts, your behaviors. Remind yourself of those positive aspects and then take action on what you can do instead of blaming the other person, and accept them as they are, which I think is the closest to the idea of unconditional love. We have heard that phrase a lot, but I think in practical terms that means to accept the other person exactly as it is. Now, I want to be honest with you. It's easy to say than to practice. I'm not making the case that I'm always winning at this mental game, that it comes easy to me to remind myself that it's 100% my responsibility. It takes time. It takes reminders. Now, maybe someone comes off and says that, what if you are in unhealthy situation, in an absolutely unfair situation? What if your spouse is alcoholic? What if they're an abusive person? Well, there you should actually take a pause and step back and say that it's my responsibility to keep myself healthy. And there, it doesn't help to argue that it's 100% my responsibility to make this relationship work. There you have to remind yourself of boundaries and that you cannot save a ship that is already evidently sinking. And maybe we have some resistance against accepting this, and maybe this reminds us the ideas of justice or equity or fairness. And if you want to play that game, you're basically falling into the trap of being entitled. That's my very honest view on this. It's always much more empowering for the sake of yourself. And this helps you, by the way, in the first place, yourself, not your partner. Having this mentality is more empowering for you than your partner. And interestingly enough, once you are empowered, once you are centered by having this right mentality, naturally and automatically it's gonna help the relationship as well. Your partner, whether it's your manager, whether it's your cousin, or whoever he or she or they are, they will notice these changes. They will notice that you're not complaining, but you're rather focused on the solutions. Remember, if you want to happy, take the full responsibility. Thanks. See you next time.